Joining us now to wrap up another night in the big, CBS MLB front office insider Jim Bowden. JB, we got to start with the kid who stole the show on this given night. Vladdy Jr. goes deep 3 times on Tuesday, twice off Scherzer, accounts for 7 RBIs. The kid's hitting .360 with more walks than strikeouts right now. What kind of statement was this to you on Tuesday night?
He's an MVP candidate, and it's real. And I think when we think of the 2 best young players in the game, we all think of Fernando Tatis Jr. of San Diego, Ronald Acuna Jr. of the Braves. You need to put Vladimir Guerrero Jr. in that conversation, at least offensively, because he's that kind of impact player. You know, this guy spent the offseason losing 45 pounds, and he's really worked on his swing. In fact, his launch angle has gone from 4.6 to 10. That is a dramatic increase, and that's why the homers are going up. Look at this swing right here. Look at the uppercut of that swing and the launch angle. Boom, look at the balance. Look at the power in his core. This is real stuff. And oh, by the way, what was really cool about the 2 homers off Scherzer, guess what? His dad also hit 2 homers off of Scherzer, Vladimir Guerrero Sr., which made it pretty cool. But look, I think if the Blue Jays get to October, Guerrero's going to be in that conversation with Mike Trout and the other star players in this league for MVP. He's that good, and the start that you've seen in April is something you should expect should continue the entire season. He's made the adjustments needed. He's maturing. He gets it, and boy, you better be careful when you're pitching to him.
Pretty special that Vlad Jr. and Sr. have those 2 home runs off of Scherzer. What Vlad Sr. does not have was a 3 home run game. 449 career home runs, never had 3 in a given night. His son now does. Elsewhere, Garrett Richards also had a solid outing, 2-1 win over the Mets. Richards gave up just 1 run over 7 innings of work while fanning 10, no walks. This comes after the Sox faithful hurled a healthy amount of criticism at this guy throughout the week. Was this the aha moment Richards may have been looking for?
Well, he's shown us flashes his whole career of doing this. I mean, he's got a big arm, and when he commands the baseball and throws strikes and fills up the zone, this is what happens when he's healthy. We saw it when he was with the Angels. The problem is he's always hurt, and then all of a sudden he'll lose his release point. He'll start walking guys. He won't have command. But this was kind of that game where he had to turn things around. He made a statement tonight. And look, the first place Red Sox are there because they're getting the starting pitching. Nathan Eovaldi, Eduardo Rodriguez, Nick Pivetta, who goes against DeGrom on Wednesday, and of course the performance tonight by Richards. I mean, that's why they're sitting in first place. It's been a really good story. Is it sustainable with Richards? Yeah, I'm not so sure. I'm not buying it. But certainly on Tuesday night, you had to love what you saw if you're a Red Sox fan.
Speaking of fan bases that might be giving their pitchers a hard time, Corey Kluber finally gets in the win column for the Yanks. What did you see out of the righty on Tuesday, Jim?
Yeah, he was really impressive. I mean, you know, fastball was mid-90s. I love the cutter. It came in at 90 miles an hour. He had a really good breaking ball. Loved the release point, but look at that pitch right there. Just got him to chase out of the strike zone with late life. Look at the sink on that pitch right there. Owning the bottom of the strike zone on that pitch, and here we go again. Now we get up in the zone. So a lot of movement. This is a really positive sign if you're a Yankees fan. I love that 90-mile-an-hour four-seamer at the top of the zone right here. A little bit of cut action at the end. This was big for the Yankees. I mean, they've got to get this starting pitching turned around, and it also helps when you score some runs. Nice to see Giancarlo Stanton, Aaron Judge going yard tonight as well.
No doubt. Anything outside of 2 more from the O's will be deemed a disappointment for the Pinstripes, but help is on the way for the Yanks and others. Luke Voit appears to be nearing his return to action. George Springer expected back for the Jays next week as well. What do these 2 guys do for the respective lineups?
They completely changed the lineups. And look, I've got the Yankees and Blue Jays ending up first and second in this division. I'm not going to change that prediction despite the slow start. I mean, look, Luke Voit was their best hitter besides LeMahieu last year, but he takes all the pressure off the rest of the lineup. I mean, it's amazing to think that Stanton and Judge and Torres and Urshela and Sanchez, these guys all got off the slow starts, but they really missed Luke Voit. Those big bats in the middle that created traffic, that drove runs in. I think you'll see when Voit gets back in the lineup next week, I think you're going to see the entire lineup take off at the same time. You'll see a big winning streak here. You can't keep these Yankees bats silent that long, but Voit was way more important in this lineup than people think because of his ability to make contact, to drive the ball from foul pole to foul pole. So that's going to be huge. And then you mentioned George Springer on the Blue Jays. I mean, get ready, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and Bo Bichette and Biggio, because guess what? You got another superstar going to be in that lineup by next week along with Voit. And again, that changes the Blue Jays lineup as well. So I think you're going to see the Yankees and Blue Jays, who got off the slow starts in April. I think you'll see a very strong start to May because of Springer and Voit getting back in their respective.
Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.